Have you ever wondered about the mysteries that lie hidden in the annals of aviation history? One such enigma revolves around Santiago Flight 350, a tale of intrigue and enigma. It's a story that has captivated the minds of many, from aviation enthusiasts to historians for decades. On the 24th of September 1954, Santiago Flight 350 took off from Aachen, France, with Rio de Janeiro, Brazil as its final destination. On board were 92 souls, each with their own stories, dreams, and destinies. However, the plane, along with its passengers and crew, never arrived at its intended destination. It simply vanished, leaving behind a void filled with questions and theories. This wasn't just any plane, mind you. Santiago Flight 350 was a Lockheed L-749 Constellation, a four-engine propeller-driven airliner. Operated by Real Transportes Aéreos, a Brazilian airline, this vessel was a symbol of the booming aviation industry of the time. Yet, its disappearance marked a sudden, chilling halt to its journey, birthing one of the most enduring mysteries in aviation history. Theories about the fate of Santiago Flight 350 vary wildly. Some hypothesize that it was shot down by a Soviet fighter jet, while others speculate about a catastrophic crash into the unforgiving waves of the Atlantic Ocean. Then there are those who propose the idea of a hijacking, with the plane flown to some secret, undisclosed location. In the year 1989, a Brazilian press report caused quite a stir when it claimed that Santiago Flight 350 had indeed landed in Brazil, albeit with the skeletal remains of all 92 passengers and crew on board. However, this sensational claim was later debunked as a mere hoax. Despite the numerous books, articles, and documentaries that have delved into the mystery of Santiago Flight 350, the fate of the plane and its passengers and crew remains an enigma. Despite decades of investigation and speculation, the fate of Santiago Flight 350 remains one of aviation's most enduring mysteries. One theory that has been proposed is that the plane was shot down by a Soviet fighter jet. This theory hinges on the fact that Santiago Flight 350 was flying near the Soviet Union's airspace at the time of its disappearance. It postulates that the plane may have been mistaken for an enemy aircraft, leading to a swift and deadly response. Let's delve a bit deeper into this. In 1954, the Cold War was in full swing. The tension between the Soviet Union and the West was palpable, and the airspace was a closely guarded frontier. It's plausible that Santiago Flight 350, a Lockheed L-749 Constellation, strayed too close to the Soviet Union's territorial airspace. This could have triggered an alert, categorizing the aircraft as a potential threat. Now, why would the Soviet Union mistake a commercial airliner for an enemy aircraft? Well, during the Cold War, paranoia was high and mistakes were made. There were instances when commercial aircraft were misidentified as military planes. It's not entirely out of the question that Santiago Flight 350 fell victim to such a tragic mistake. But here's where this theory hits turbulence. If the plane was indeed shot down by a Soviet fighter jet, there should have been some debris, right? Even if the Soviets had managed to clean up the site, it's hard to believe they could have done so without leaving a single trace. And yet, despite extensive searches, no wreckage of Santiago Flight 350 has ever been found. Moreover, no official Soviet records have surfaced that mention any incident involving Santiago Flight 350. While it's possible that such records could have been suppressed or destroyed, their complete absence raises questions about this theory. While this theory is intriguing, it lacks concrete evidence, leaving many to question its validity. So was Santiago Flight 350 shot down by a Soviet fighter jet? It's a theory that adds a dramatic twist to the mystery, but without solid proof, it remains just that, a theory. As we continue to delve into the enigma of Santiago Flight 350, perhaps other theories will offer more compelling answers. Another popular theory is that Santiago Flight 350 met a watery end in the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic, known for its vastness and depth, could have swallowed the aircraft, leaving no trace of its existence. This theory is often considered the most likely explanation for the plane's disappearance. It's not unheard of for aircraft to disappear over large bodies of water, only to be discovered years later, or, in some cases, never at all. But what makes this theory plausible? For one, the flight path of Santiago Flight 350 would have taken the plane over the Atlantic Ocean. Any number of issues could have occurred during this part of the journey. A mechanical failure, a sudden storm, even a catastrophic human error. The Atlantic Ocean wouldn't leave much chance for survival or for the plane's wreckage to be found. But here's where the theory gets tricky. Despite extensive search efforts, no wreckage or debris from Santiago Flight 350 has ever been discovered. Considering the advances in undersea exploration and recovery, it seems peculiar that not a single piece of evidence has surfaced. This has led some to question whether the plane did indeed crash into the Atlantic. Yet, the ocean is a vast, deep, and unpredictable place. Currents could have carried debris far from the crash site, while the immense pressure and time could have obliterated the remains of the aircraft. The lack of physical evidence, while frustrating, doesn't necessarily disprove this theory, so we're left with a theory that is both plausible and vexing. Santiago Flight 350 might have crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, becoming another tragic mystery of the deep. However, without concrete evidence, this theory remains just that, a theory. It's a possibility that tantalizes us with its simplicity, yet frustrates us with its lack of closure. The absence of physical evidence makes this theory plausible, yet unproven. A more dramatic theory suggests that the plane was hijacked and flown to a secret location. The basis for this theory lies primarily in the abrupt termination of the plane's radio signal. In the world of aviation, sudden radio silence is often indicative of some form of interference or foul play. Now imagine the scene. Santiago Flight 350 is cruising at a comfortable altitude. Suddenly there's an intrusion into the cockpit. The plane's course is violently altered. The crew's pleas for help are abruptly cut off, swallowed by the vast expanse of the open sky. The hijackers, for reasons known only to them, have taken control of the plane. Their destination? An undisclosed location, far from prying eyes and radar screens. But where could this secret location be? Some suggest a remote island. Others propose a hidden airstrip in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. The possibilities in reality are endless, each more intriguing than the last. The plane, along with its 92 passengers and crew, could be hidden anywhere in the world, waiting to be discovered. This theory, however, poses more questions than it answers. If the plane was hijacked, who were these audacious hijackers? What were their motivations? And most importantly, why has there been no demand, no communication from them since that fateful day? As we delve deeper into this theory, we are confronted with an unsettling reality. The lack of tangible evidence leaves us with mere speculations. No confirmed sightings, no verified communications, and no found wreckage. This absence of solid proof brings us back to our original quandary. What happened to Santiago Flight 350? While the hijacking theory is indeed fascinating, it remains just that, a theory. A theory shrouded in mystery and speculation, much like the fate of the Santiago Flight 350 itself. As with the other theories, the absence of solid evidence makes this theory fascinating, yet speculative. Despite the numerous theories, the mystery of Santiago Flight 350 remains unsolved. This enduring enigma has permeated popular culture, becoming the subject of countless books, articles, documentaries, and speculative conversations around the globe. The possibilities are as vast as the skies that this ill-fated flight once traversed. Was Santiago Flight 350 shot down by a Soviet fighter jet in a tragic case of mistaken identity? This theory, while intriguing, lacks decisive evidence. The Cold War was a time of high tension and paranoia. But without any official records or admissions, this theory remains in the realm of conjecture. Or did the plane meet its tragic end in the Atlantic Ocean? This explanation seems the most likely, yet the lack of any wreckage or debris impedes its confirmation. The vast, deep waters of the Atlantic have swallowed countless ships and planes, and they guard their secrets well. Then there's the theory that the plane was hijacked and flown to a secret location. The abrupt cutoff of the plane's radio signal does offer some credence to this idea. Yet the absence of any demands, ransoms, or political statements related to such a hijacking leaves this theory steeped in uncertainty. And let's not forget the sensational story that emerged in 1989, claiming that Santiago Flight 350 had landed in Brazil with the skeletal remains of all 92 passengers and crew on board. This claim, while chilling, was later debunked as a hoax, adding yet another layer to the mystery. What is certain is this: Santiago Flight 350, a Lockheed L, 749 constellation operated by the Brazilian airline Real Transportes Aéreos, took off from Aachen, France on September 24, 1954, bound for Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It never reached its destination, and the fate of its 92 souls remains unknown. The fate of Santiago Flight 350, its crew and its passengers, is a chilling reminder of the unknowns that surround us. Until conclusive evidence emerges, the mystery continues, captivating the imagination of people around the world.